Okay, I know that you asked me before, like, what are some stocks that you should really pay attention to? I really didn't have a strong list, but I had some ideas. And now, with this video that I will share with you, we'll have that list of stocks that I believe are not just strong, from last year, but heading into this year with many reasons, some of them related to coronavirus. So Peloton. Peloton is a bike that you can actually like get trained by other trainers by a visual screen that's attached to the bike. So it's just like biking in your home. As you're biking in your home, you're getting that opportunity to still get your workout, and it's an at-home type of workout, which is pretty much perfect because of how the coronavirus is working, and is preventing people from going outside. mRNA, which is Moderna Incorporated. I've been a fan of this since January. I have bought and sold this a couple of times. And the reason why this is one of my favorites because this is one of the first companies that came out and said that they were doing work with not just coronavirus, but they were doing work on all RNA viruses. And this was before coronavirus even came out. If I listened closely to that interview, I probably would have paid more attention and focused on only RNA viruses. So, since Moderna has been that company that has led the charge all the way through, I believe that this company, which has hit an all-time high today, as with Pendleton. Well, Pendleton is kind of close to its all-time high, like $2 away. But because Moderna is such a strong force in that space of creating vaccines, I believe that this stock will not only go higher than where it is, but probably even double before the end of the year. Space Virgin Galactica. This is a company that is owned by Richard Branson. Richard Branson, who also owns Virgin Atlantic, the airliner. He has created a company that was publicly traded, that has been publicly traded on the stock market since last year, very recent. But he created this company to ensure the space travel, to ensure that people would have an opportunity to engage in space. Now, as this stock is at $20, it did have a higher price value prior to the collapse in the stock market. So this one is definitely one of my top choices. All of these stocks are my top choices. These are all stocks that I either, if I had more money, I would have put more money in there, or when it hit the bottom like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I would have put money in there. Roku. I hit or miss on this one quite often just because Roku, its volatility is kind of weird. So I can't really day trade this. But as far as a long time hold, I believe that Roku has its potential of moving higher at any given time. It was near 165. I believe it was its highest price was around the 160s, if not 170s, in the past, 52 weeks. Yeah, 176. So its all-time high is 176. That was back in September. Now that is doing what it does and is doing what it does effectively, where it is getting streaming to the customers, and particularly during this time where everyone's inside, and they had a recent boost in customer viewing just because everyone is at home. This is something that you can watch along with Netflix, which will be later on in this list. Uh, Inseego, I like just because it is a 5G communications type of company. So this one, who was really ramping the usage of 5G and how it should be, how we'll be able to carry or cross transfer information very easily, very smoothly. This company has not only gone higher, but it continues to find much more room above, and is all completely overbought. Like it has been maxed out of supply of being bought right now, but the price continues to go higher. I'm waiting for the pullback on this one so I can get probably in the $10 range, but this is definitely a good company. This is definitely a good company to start watching when the stock does pull back and you have an opportunity to move forward, particularly because it's in the 5G space. Zoom. Zoom is obviously for the most obvious reason that every company is having meetings over on Zoom. The only issue that I have with Zoom is that it has some security issues that need to be watched over, meaning that anyone who has a password can come in and kind of just, you know, video bomb whatever meeting that you might be into. So once those security issues kind of get cleared up, you can expect Zoom to be a $200 stock. Netflix. Netflix is another value stock that, just like Roku, people are at home. People are going to be, watching whatever TV. So let them watch as they're watching. That gives them the opportunity to allow this price to go a little bit higher. And I believe that is at its all-time high right now. Docusign is another stock that, because documents are being emailed, and people need to officially sign these documents. Docusign has another great space or a great opportunity to go higher, based off of that. Tesla, just because Tesla and space, they're almost in the same space. Tesla, electric cars, even though they have plants in China, there is no hesitation about the direction that Tesla can go. And at some point or another, I could see it touching $1,000 a share. So, having at least $1,000 to put in on Tesla. Maybe you can buy two shares, but it goes like $30 a day, $50 a day. Pulls back, it goes back up. So it's just about finding the right pace, the right space, and right time for Tesla. Amazon, I think that goes without question. Alibaba, which is Amazon in China, kind of goes without question. Things are getting delivered. As they're getting delivered, you need some type of provider to give those services. So Amazon and Alibaba are those two major key components. Lululemon has, people are wearing leisure clothes right now. I'm a big fan of Lululemon because as a yoga teacher, everyone wears Lululemon. Therefore, it gave me an idea back last year when it was at $180 a share. I said that this stock can go higher. It did prior to the crash. It went up to about $220, maybe $250 prior to coming down. So Lululemon is still one of my top stocks to watch in my portfolio. Gold, which has been my favorite ever since December. I watched this price rise from $15 to $25, and it still has the opportunity to go higher. If you want to buy gold and you don't want to buy the actual physical gold, you can buy the shares in gold, and this will have an opportunity to go higher as the oil stocks have plummeted down in recent days. Microsoft has a contract with the government to provide their computer-based system. So know that because Microsoft is, working with the government, that the opportunity for it to rise is only higher. I know it's near its all-time high. I think the all-time high is around 175, 190. So it's trading near there, and it hit 190 earlier this year, in February. So kind of expect Microsoft to go a little bit higher. Facebook, I put it on here not because I believe that it's a good stock to invest in, but I believe that it has no real opportunity to go any higher. I think that it will pull back because of security issues that it faces as well, and because that since it's facing those security issues, it will continue to find a way to go down lower. And then Apple, final one is Apple. Apple has, does excellent things. Even though I'm not an Apple user, it has opportunity to go higher. So because it has opportunity to go higher, as people are using more of their technology, using more of their resources to communicate, Apple will be the next choice in mind.